Alright, we're going to try something a little bit different today. I just got some footage of a recent visit I did to a town's markets. I'm going to do a bit of a voiceover today about why fear is going to ruin your life. And of course what you can do to stop that. So first of all, I guess we're going to talk about what is fear. Fear is one of the fundamental human emotions since, well, the beginning of time. Fear is that feeling of hair sticking up on the back of your neck and feeling as though you should just run from a certain situation. Now, of course, it played a crucial part in prehistoric times for human survival and evolution. Like when tribes were hunting, they needed to be careful and fearful of apex predators, or when they were exploring and coming across a cliff face. Fear would be a useful tool for humans to navigate uncertain and possible dangerous situations. But however, in the modern world, fear unfortunately can play a huge role in stopping you from expanding your skill set and growing as a person. So how exactly can fear cripple you in modern times? Well, have you ever wanted to branch out and start something like a personal brand, maybe build a business, or even start something like this, like a YouTube channel? But all of a sudden you have a nervous, sick feeling and you quickly decide that it's a bad idea. Fear in modern times can and will bring you unstuck, limiting your own potential if you let it. I want to tell you a story about, I guess, one of my own journeys through fear and what it taught me. So, probably 10 years ago now, I worked a 9-to-5 job for a company, and one weekend I needed a lawnmower. I didn't really have the cash because it was like $800 for this real flash model. So I decided to take it out of my mortgage account. And that mortgage had to be paid at the end of every month, so I needed to find a way to get that money back in that account. For a weekend, I started to mow lawns for cash. This was cool. It was only like, extra $100 a weekend, but it was all helping. By the third weekend though, I had a man who was on like a healthcare plan. And basically he had this insurance where the company would pay for yard work, but for me to take all this on, I'd have to get a business number and insurance, and I had this limiting belief and fear that I really wasn't smart enough to understand how to run a business or how to handle tax. But I decided, screw it, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? And I took the leap. Over the next 3 years from there, I managed to create a 6-figure income once I managed to let go and manage this fear. And you can do almost anything in life as long as you're willing to try. So let's talk about the strategy that I use to overcome fear. And that is when you realize people are really too caught up in their own lives to care about what you do. And from here, I guess you just gradually expose yourself to the fear because you realize that other people aren't bothered or fazed by what it is that you do. If you stuff up, make a mistake, people don't really remember as much as you think, and they really don't see as much as you think. An example of this might be if you go to start a YouTube channel, how we can expose ourselves to this fear gradually. So the first thing you need to do is just press record and talk. Now, even if you don't upload that video, you've still made the effort to expose yourself by talking to the camera. You might make 5 or 6 videos like this that you think are no good and you delete them. But I can promise you eventually, if you keep doing this, you're going to overcome your fear and you're going to end up publishing that video. Another big thing that I guess is almost from a stoic mindset is replacing negative self-talk. Now, by negative self-talk, I mean this voice in your head that tells you when you stuff up or when you go to do something, no, don't do that, or you've made a mistake, how silly of you. I often sit and reflect on the voice in my head through the day. I don't exactly remember where I learnt this technique, but essentially, before you let your mind or the voice in your head talk in a certain way to you, I want you to think of it as if it were a friend you were about to speak to in this situation. Would you say the same thing to them? 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't dare talk to someone that you care about like that. So why do you talk to yourself like this? Just stop before you let your mind speak and be kind to yourself and don't limit your own beliefs. Stop letting fear control you and start taking notes today about what actions it is that you can do to really start doing the things that you want to in life and being able to enjoy life. Maybe you've had a similar experience before in life, and I'd love for you to tell me about it in the comments. As always, if you've gotten anything out of this video today, please do like, subscribe. Feel free to click the Buy Me a Coffee link below and pass this video on to someone else you think needs to hear it. Because after all, fear is going to hold you back and limit you in life. And there's really not much to be fearful of.